E3 is one of the most exciting weeks of any gamer's calendar. The hype and anticipation as the major players of the gaming industry compete to earn the attention of gamers is palpable. This year, Microsoft arguably had one of their best conferences ever. I am GB from UB2 Gaming, and these are my top 6 most anticipated games from Microsoft E3 conference. At number 6, I have Tunic. This was a game that had no hype and build up, but it really has captured my attention, and I think for a lot of gamers. I mean, look at that fox, it is adorable. How can you not be fond of that little guy? But what has me even more excited is how Tunic evokes memories of classic Zelda games. With its art style and seemingly open world nature, if Tunic can build a lively open world with interesting puzzles, collectibles and replayability, then this could be one of the Xbox's sleeper hits in the vein of Limbo. That's why Tunic is my number 6 most anticipated game from the Xbox conference. At number 5, it is Halo Infinite. Now anybody who knows me will know that Halo is my favourite gaming franchise ever, so it may be surprising that this is down at number 5. The truth is, I did not see enough from the game to put it higher than the games coming up. However, what they did show certainly stirred up some excitement from Halo fans, including myself. Firstly, it was how different it looked. The trailers seemed to imply that this game will be an open world game, or at least a game of big sandboxes. The way they highlight the actual world, such as the animals, was a very different approach to all previous Halo games. The art style seemed to take inspiration from the original Halo. That certainly excites me, as it really rekindled wonderful memories of playing the classic trilogy. The way that they showed only Master Chief and not any of the other side characters, look, sorry, had something in my throat, was definitely a big plus too. I look forward to hearing more about this game in the years to come. That's why Halo Infinite comes in at number 5.
Games play best on Xbox One.
At number 4 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I love the original game Ori and the Blind Forest. It was a stunningly beautiful game with a lovely soundtrack and a touching story. From what we have seen at E3, The Will of the Wisps is going to be an excellent sequel. The game somehow looks even more beautiful, and the soundtrack is just as emotive as the first game. If they can build upon the gameplay mechanics, puzzles and action sequences of the first game whilst balancing out the difficulty spikes, this could be one of the best platform games of recent years. That is why this game is easily one of my top 6 games from the Xbox conference. At number 3, it is Dying Light 2. The original Dying Light was an excellent game. It was definitely one of my favourite survival horror games. It was tense, exciting and fun. But the one area that felt weak was the story. This weakness seems to be the main priority for Dying Light 2. Chris Avellone has been brought in to lead the narrative for this game, as well as the writers behind the highly acclaimed Bloody Baron quest from The Witcher 3. Chris is known for his excellent work in the industry, and he is a great addition to the game. If the Dying Light 2 can marry the fantastic gameplay of the first game with the writing quality of The Witcher 3, this game is going to be simply fantastic. That is why this is one of my top 3 games from the Xbox conference.
There's even running water for the people at street level. And that raises their morale and allows you to replenish your energy on the go. But there's a cost to this. The PKs have a rigid approach to law and order. So while the streets may be safer,
In 2077, they voted my city the worst place to live in America. Main issues, sky-high rate of violence. And
At
more
number
people
2
living below the
is
poverty line than
Cyberpunk
anywhere else.
2077. This was easily one of the most hyped games going into this year's E3. Arguably, it was the number 1 most hyped game.
But everybody still
Although
wants to
there
live
didn't
here.
seem to be any gameplay shown at the Microsoft conference, the game has had such little details. The gameplay trailer alone got everyone
Just around
excited.
the corner.
This looks like a typically huge and vibrant open world from CD Projekt Red. That is what they do better than anyone else. Create a game world that is not only big and dense, but actually feels alive.
City of dreams.
The game looks like a GTA but set in the future, and that is not a bad thing. The trailer showed so many different aspects to the world, from the crime scene to the use of VR. If they can match the caliber of writing from The Witcher 3, then this can easily be a Game of the Year contender. That is why Cyberpunk is my number 2 most anticipated game from the Xbox conference. And number 1, without doubt for me, is Gears Pop. Wait, what? Who? Just kidding. My number 1 game from the Xbox conference is Gears 5. I must admit, I'm quite surprised by how much they showed from the game. Gears War 4 only came out about 2 years ago, but Gears 5 looked very polished. Not only showing a trailer, but full cutscenes and gameplay footage. They have seemingly gotten quite far into the game. The sort of details they showed would be expected from a game just a few months from release, rather than something that I think is probably at least a year away. But what excites me the most by what they showed was the direction they are taking with the story. Kate being the main character of the game is an excellent choice. It doesn't feel like a female protagonist being forced on us, but actually a natural progression from the ending of the previous game. Kate is a very interesting character, and with a deep connection to the Locust and being given the opportunity to explore that really excites me. JD looks to have had dramatic changes from the previous game, including losing his arm. Marcus Phoenix still being there is a big plus too. It is for these reasons that Gears 5 is my number 1 most anticipated game from the Xbox conference. Do you agree with my list? Tell me your favorite games from the Xbox conference in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, please do drop a like and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. I have been GB from Ubisoft Gaming, and that was my top 6 most anticipated games from the Xbox E3 conference 2018. Thank you very much for listening.